Hey, what's going on here? Well, first, I just got back from Dollar General. I bought this car. I have talked about my Hot Wheels thing. It's like, I think this is the first Hot Wheels I bought in probably at least 5 months. But I wanted to show it to you because it really ties in with what's in the background here. I've been trying to figure out how to tackle this video because I wanted to make it, but I wanted to make it about something. So, thank you, Cleva's Multiverse. He had a great video on a few days ago and gave me an idea to how to handle this. So let me move this up and you can see my Sentinels. Okay. These are the Titan Hero ones. They have very little articulation, a little bit in the shoulders and a little bit in the hips. They're not going to do Spider-Man poses. Nor do I want them to do Spider-Man poses. The whole purpose is, of course, I'm not in my shelving yet. I've talked about this before. I'm not in the room I want to be in for my toys, which will be a whole lot more room to display and show off and all that. But once that happens, I do want to have Sentinels on either side of my mutants. I'll just say mutants because the mutants are going to be pretty much together except for a few oddities that I will get to later. Not in this video though. Anyway, I just wanted to have two Sentinels on either side of the mutants, standing there ominously. Now I could get the big old X-Men 97 $200 one. I think it was 180, you know. And I thought about that. Problems are, A, they're too damn big. I wouldn't be able to fit them in the shelving I'm planning comfortably. These are just right. And all I need to do is have them stand there, like that. I'm not planning any kind of fancy anything with them. I just need two Sentinels standing there, just looking ominous and tough. And ready to kill some mutants. So I bought these for 20 bucks each. And I'm much fucking happier with it because it's not that I'm against the big ass Sentinel. It's just I don't need it. I don't desire it. It's not something that gives me a Woody. No offense, Woody Triple Deuce. But I was watching Cleva's Multiverse, and like I said, I wanted to introduce these, but I couldn't figure out how. So I was watching Cleva, and he was talking about how people try to... I'm trying to think of his exact wording, and it's escaping me right now, but it was essentially like keeping up with the Joneses. You're trying to keep up with everybody else, and you don't buy for you. And then he used the Sentinel oh yeah, here's a good example. And I was like, oh, yes, I can relate to this because I bought these two Sentinels for the exact reason. I wanted Sentinels, but I didn't want the exorbitant price. No, don't get me wrong. The hands being able to move is great. The fingers being able to move is great. But again, I don't need... you know what I really wish Hasbro would do is sell a Sentinel this size that had a lot of articulation. They'd probably charge $150 for it because you know what? When they did that Super Adaptoid, who is... yeah, I can't get to him right now. I gotta clean my room up. But this is taller than that. So yeah, and that was $79. So they will charge a pretty penny for that. At the same time, they are, obviously, because you can see here with Gladiator and Feral, and Super Skrull, they're plenty tall. They're taller than the figures. They're definitely menacing. But at the same time, they aren't the super giants. You didn't like the super giants. I don't care. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about me collecting for myself and what I want to have in that space. Because if I had this big size Sentinels, they'd have to sit. I think. Or kneel or something. And I seriously thought about that with Giant Man. I was just having him kneel down, you know? And then I said, nah, I don't need that. I kind of wish they'd do a Giant Man in this size, too. I think that would be kind of nifty. Because, again, I thought Giant Man was just too damn big and too damn expensive. To be perfectly honest, even though it was not as egregious as some of the HasLabs they've done in the past. And still, I just couldn't bring myself to HasLab. There's no way. But, you know, and I guess what I'm getting at is, yeah, collect for yourself, because you know what? I was thinking about some recent releases. It's like Star Fox and the Champion. I think if a champion were at a reasonable price by himself, I might buy him just for fun. But then maybe not. Not sure. Don't want Star Fox. Star Fox is creepy. Yeah. Go look up his backstory. You'll understand. You know, again, it's like I wanted Gladiator. And I didn't, because of the price increase, I was not going to get Feral. And then I kind of thought about it, and I thought Feral would be perfect for a team I have, which I will get to. I need to get to that video soon. But as you can gather, I had a reason to buy her, so I did buy her. So there's that. But, you know, also, even though I'm going to be putting this stuff in a much, much larger space in the future, I do not have infinite space. This will be a problem. And if it was the big guys, is what I'm saying. You know, Voltron's going to have a problem, and my Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain are going to have a problem. That is something I need to work out, which I have not worked out yet. When I do, I will let you know, because you will be there when I do it. Keep running into delays on that, and I don't want to get into what the delays are. Just trust me that I'm hitting delays. But at that point, you know, I also want to have my flag in the middle of the room. Again, we'll see what happens, but that is a possibility. So where am I going? What am I saying here? Is that, you know, not only collect for yourself, but collect practically. Because, again, I could have easily got the big guys of these and then been like, okay, now what? But there's some practicality. All that money I saved, I can use on other things. Other collectibles is what I'm getting at. Not just limiting myself to one large purchase. One large purchase, excuse me. My enunciation is bad today. And, you know, constantly when you make a purchase like this, people are like, oh, you're poor. And I don't know, it's a weird thing, because I don't know where that comes from. It almost feels like it comes from when we were kids and you used to make fun of poor kids. I know, I was a poor kid. You know, I mean, I won't say we were destitute or anything, but, you know, I didn't have quite as much money as some people. So with that in mind, you know, I keep hearing that, and it reminds me of when I was not the rich kid. Although to some kids, I was the rich kid. Because you know what? My parents could spare a few bucks for some G.I. Joes or some He-Man. It's just they couldn't spare it all the time. You know, the acquisitions were few and far between. But they did happen. And I knew when to ask and when not to. Well, with some exceptions. But, you know, that's beside the point. But also, I have also lived, I'll just say, destitute. I mean, I lived in a car for a couple of weeks, okay? I mean, it's happened to me. I had to sell a lot of my toys to kind of eat. So at the same time, I'm kind of like going, okay, what's practical here? So, just noticed somebody is sitting over here. Oh, well, I'm just going to let him fall. For another example here. I felt no reason to get the Punisher in blue. None. Because I have this kick-ass monstrosity. And I love the coat. Thank you, Troy Gaines, for suggesting the coat. Not the same coat Gaines has, but it was the same company, same maker, so I almost said, I'm sorry, I said company and meant maker. And it works for me. And then, of course, if you're smart, you notice like he's got some Valaverse weapons. So, yeah, I mean, to me, this is a great Punisher. If they ever do the Punisher with the white gloves and white boots, I might think about it, but honestly, this one kind of fits the bill for the time being. Any other Punisher I'm going to look at and go, why would I want that? I'm not going to say never, ever, ever, but, you know, I don't need 100 Punishers either. I need the one. I've got the one. And maybe one without a bandana. Okay, I'll give you that. But still, didn't have a desire for that Nick Fury and Punisher pack for that reason. Also, that's the thing I'm not getting about these Gamerverse stuffs. These look like Marvel Legends repainted in the gamer colors, not the sprites that you played in the games. So to me, it's not really representative of Gamerverse. It's just kind of, sorta representative. And that doesn't fly for me. It's not something I really dig or want to get into. It's just, bleh, it's there. You know? I'm speaking for myself. Don't get me wrong. I see a lot of people buying those and enjoying those, and I'm like, okay, good for you. That's nice. But for me, nah. No, that doesn't work. To which I'm going to pull in here now, too. It's just occurred to me as being part of what I wanted to say about this. Is that it does seem like... what was that lyric? Seems like everybody wants you to be the same as them. Look the same, fuck the same. That's the lyric. That's a lyric by Hole, but I'm convinced it was written by Kurt Cobain. But we won't get into that now. The point being is that you have to be the same. You've got to be just like everybody else. If you're not just like everybody else, you're a problem. You must praise Hasbro. Never criticize them. That never works for me. And also, you know, get over here. I mean, do I like Monster Force? Yes. Am I going to sit here and act like this is not overcharging? No. Because it is. Pure and simple. But I paid the price, so I must like it somehow. I'm not buying everything Monster Force. That's a given. No way. But am I picking up one here, one there? Yeah, I am picking a few up. You know, this one, I like the wire cape. But at the same time, you know, we collect for ourselves. I wanted Sentinels. This looked like the cartoon Sentinels to me, which look close enough to the comic Sentinels. I'm good with this. If they do them in super articulated and have them at a reasonable price, that's the thing, they won't do them at a reasonable price and do them this size. Yeah, I'd buy a couple of those too. Yeah. I mean, I won't lie about it. But I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think that's anything I need to worry about. That's just not what it is. But again, collect for yourself. Don't collect for me. Don't try to keep up with me. Don't try to keep up with anybody else. Be for you. And make good decisions. We all have purchases we regret. I'll be honest. I regret this a little. I like him. Don't get me wrong. I like the figure. But I think I overpaid. And I don't like that feeling. Now, in some ways, anytime I get a Hasbro figure, I accept I'm being screwed. I just accept it. Some people don't like to admit that. That price is not an object. That price is not a thing. Okay, fine, that's you. But to me it is. I'm the consumer, I can say that. But ultimately, yeah, it's up to you. It's what you want in your collection, how you want to collect, what makes you feel good. There's nothing wrong with not agreeing with what I like, or agreeing with what a majority of people like. There's room for all of us. There is no damn reason. Some of the craziness that happens because people can't accept you don't like their dollies the same way they do. It's like I said about Classified. I'm done with it because of a lot of reasons, but most of it is it was a novelty. And did I like the novelty? Yeah. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't something I was going to collect forever. I knew that going in. And I'm kind of glad I backed out of it because, you know, I kind of like grabbing on to some of the things that was missing from the anniversary lines. That's kind of fun. There's, you know, it's more fun to me. I'd rather get an anniversary vamp than a classified vamp. It's just that simple. Okay, guys. Take care. Collect for yourself. Don't worry about what the other people say. Don't worry about what other people are collecting. If some people like Nightcrawler as Spider-Man, great. I read that story, I hated it. Had a conversation with a friend of mine. Like I said, I really hated that story. He bought that for himself because he thought Nightcrawler was so cool. I do think Nightcrawler's cool. But he bought that for himself, and I was like, I really hate that story, but cool that you got it. I'm not going to buy it. But it's cool that you bought it. You know? I'm also not going to hide my opinions. You know, I'll tell you, yeah, I don't like it, but, you know, you're not me. Okay. That should wrap it up. Again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. You guys take care.